Welcome back to the Frosty UK and welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video you've seen that I installed the exhaust, changed the caliper, put some wheel spacers on, and also have installed arch lining in the rear. Changed the glove box and changed a few compartments like a cover, glove box, something like that. So now in today's video what I want to do, actually kinda started. So I have already taken apart one of the headlights. It's not that hard to take it apart when you have a diesel heater. So I just put it headlight on those two posts, heated up and took it apart. So now I will need to reassemble everything, paint it, and this is gonna be pretty much it. So in today's video what I want to do, I need to adjust everything to the engine bay. So I need to fix the vacuum leak what I still got on this pipe. I need to put the gasket in here on the throttle body, and also I need to change the intake temperature sensor, which is located right here, so it shouldn't be very hard to change it. And then I can actually as well paint all of the headlight. Alright, so most ideal thing it would be now to do is actually sorted out the headlights. So this is how my indicator actually looks. So that's just gonna be definitely be painted. Also I'm not too sure what is that into the headlight, but I'm just gonna sand it off and paint it all over again freshly. So what I need to do now is actually I need to turn on the heating on, put the headlight in here, so it would start warming up and all the adhesive become loose. Paint the headlights, restitch the headlight because it has a crack. I'm not sure if you can see it, it has a crack in here. So I need to restitch it because obviously I'm not gonna buy another headlight because this one is perfectly working, just it needs some love. I mean, why to buy it if you can fix it, isn't it? The thing I want to show you as well. So I have received my 3D printed bumper bracket. So this one is for the testing purposes now because it haven't been printed out from the strongest plastic, but the thing what he showed me, it blew my mind. Look, it's not even straight, it's curved everywhere, so it mounts up to the wing. And this one is actually going on this side, and all the holes and everything else matches just perfectly, without any issues at all. The reason why I want to fix the headlights, because I want to put them back. And I cannot put the headlights back until everything in here is actually sorted. So I still need to put the decking in here, which goes up to the headlight. So all the stuff in here needs to be sorted out before putting the bumper. So first I need to sort out all the stuff in here. Then I need to put the headlights, and then I need to mount the bumper to check it if this test piece is actually printed up correctly. Also, we got updates on the YouTube community post, so I'm gonna run through the names who joined our community post in a bit. Everyone already know the process. It's long, it's boring, and it's basically just sanding forever. So instead of making you suffer through that, all of this going straight into the time lapse. Now this headlight finally hot enough, which means I can pull it apart. And yes, this exactly same story as the last one. Sand it down, clean it properly, and then repaint it. Nothing fancy, just doing it properly, because on Bentley even the headlights needs to look perfect. And once this done, both headlights should look brand new. Right, I'm sorry for the sound, but it's freezing cold and I need to have the gates open, so I need to run the heater all the time now, because it's actually very cold. Can't remember actually when it was so cold in UK, but whatever. So as now the headlights are painted and they're actually drying, I'm not gonna show you how they look now. I'm gonna show you when I'm gonna assemble everything and gonna put it in the car. Then it's gonna be revealed. Now there's no point showing you how it looks. I can change now the temperature sensor on the intake and make the gasket, and also sort out that air leak on that hose which is broken. Right, let's do it. Right, first things first, I need to remove the air filter, so I have actually got some decent access to the throttle body. Once that's out of the way, I can loosen the hose clamp, and that gives me a clear access to the 4 Torx bolts holding the throttle body on. With those out, the throttle body comes straight out. Now instead of waiting on a gasket, I'm making one. I put the throttle body onto some gasket paper, mark out the shape, cut it out with the scissors, then do a little pizza cut in the middle so I can make a nice clean round hole. After that I just punch the 4 bolt holes through and the gasket is done. Simple, but it works. Once that's finished, I can refit everything just by reversing the steps. Once that's finished, I can refit everything by just reversing the steps and get the throttle body back on. Next step is the intake air temperature sensor. This one's easy, just a single Torx bolt and an electrical connector and it's out. Now onto the tricky part, the vacuum hose. It's not a rubber, it's plastic, which means over the time they crack. And surprise surprise, this one has. So the only option is to cut it back slightly, fit the copper connector, heat it up and slide the rubber hose onto the other end. At this point all I can do is put it back together and hope for the best, that it doesn't leak again. All the air leaks and everything sorted, made a gasket for throttle body as well, done a bit cleaning, still not enough. As you can see, the middle plastic is back in place as well. So in the engine bay is kinda everything is done apart this panel, because I do not have all of the brackets for this panel and the wipers, and I'm probably gonna be putting the wipers in the end because obviously I still need to have an access to this panel anyway. Right, so that being said, we got some updates on the YouTube community post. So we got Simon Karav, then we got Peter Redfern. Again, sorry if I'm gonna pronounce something wrong. I'm very bad with names. And there's one name that you're probably gonna be start laughing, and that name is from Norway. Anyway, carry on. We got Raphael Chorin. Chorin? Let me know if I have pronounced it right or not. Then we got this name. So that's Oyvind. I have no idea. Probably it's Oyvind Nyhammer. That's a cool surname, but I cannot pronounce the name. I do not even know what that O with this means. So if that's your name, I have no idea how to pronounce it, and I'm so sorry about that. Then we got Newton Renda, then Joseph Clark, then we got Jersey Pete USA, Mark Hove, and the last one for today is Mick H. Well, I see his surname, but he said just put it Mick H. So, hello Mick H. I've done a bit of polishing again for the headlights, as they are actually now off. I would say it's easier to polish it, but it's actually not. The headlights itself, they still drying out, and I still won't show you until it's gonna be completed. So, patience with this. Next thing, we can carry on. Also, that's me. New scratch. I mean, I hate my garage. It's so small, and the entrance to it, I got literally gaps like this to enter the garage. So what happened, as I got snow, rear wheels slipped a bit, and it went straight to my door, and I didn't felt it. But from one side, it doesn't matter because I'm still gonna be fixing and painting those doors. So it doesn't matter, but from another side, if that car would look mint, I wouldn't be happy by having this kind of a scratch on the doors. Yes, I know, I need a bigger garage one day. So now I actually want to check if I still got the fault code on air temperature sensor, and also I want to start the car. I want to start the car to see how it's actually now working, if we got still any misfires or something, you know, because all the vacuum leaks and everything else should be sorted. So let's try to get into the car. I shouldn't have engine management lights on, and it should actually run smooth. So let's check. Yes, it's actually running smooth. Obviously I still got that light. Still got an engine management light going on. I need to scan it and see the codes. Right, so I have replaced that intake air temperature sensor 3, and I still got a fault of the same sensor in the same bank. So I don't really get it. How can I have 3 more sensors and all of them are actually faulty? So I'm gonna try just to plug it in the other 2 and try to delete the codes and see if it's gonna recognize anything. I'm hoping that it has nothing to do with the ambient sensor in the bumper, because if it has something to do with that, then it means I have to put the bumper on, plug it in and check if this is gonna work. But like I said, I'm just gonna try plugging in those two sensors and see if the code is still gonna appear. Right, so I have tried clean them off. I tried to clean off the plug. I tried to change those two sensors. They're exactly the same. The part numbers are exactly the same. And I still keep getting the fault. So only thing is gonna be actually, well, that's I'm thinking, that when I'm gonna plug in the bumper wiring, the ECU is gonna see what's the temperature outside, and then it's gonna see what's the temperature inside of the engine. Because now the only thing that could be possibly wrong with it is actually a broken wire somewhere. Because it doesn't matter if I'm unplugging the sensor from the connector, it still shows the exactly same fault. So I don't know, honestly. Oh, that's gonna be a fun to actually find it. But I think it's time to actually try and fit the bumper with the 3D printed brackets. Those ones, I think they look pretty awesome. I mean, all the curve and everything is exactly the same as the original bracket. Obviously those brackets, original ones, are mold made. They're not like, you know, printed or something. But I think it's gonna be even maybe better. So those brackets actually sit right here on the edge. So I'm gonna try to fit them in without the headlights, because obviously the headlights are still drying. Actually, I'm gonna show you how they look. I think it looks pretty awesome. Obviously, I still need to polish it off with a sanding paper and then spray the UV coating on top of it. But now I'm pretty happy with the result, how it looks. Same with other side. I'm not sure if you can see. I think if you got a Bentley Continental GT, take out the headlights, spray it black, it's gonna look amazing. I love it how it looks. It's gonna be blackout. I'm gonna leave all the chrome bits around the car because I think that's a nice little detail. Let's mount front bumper and see how that 3D printed part actually works. Right, on to this, a 3D printed bumper bracket. I already know this is probably gonna break at some point, but for now I just need to see if it actually fits. It's only held on by 3 bolts, so it's quick test fit just to make sure everything lines up properly. I've literally just failed. I was looking for the connector, which is this for the bumper, on this side for like half an hour. And it turns out that connector is actually on other side. So I need to swap my bumper wiring to the other side. That's an epic fail. I literally took the intercooler out on this side and I was thinking, where did I put that connector? And I swear to God, I was thinking that it's actually on this side. Can't be more wrong. Okay, let's swap all the wiring in other side in 3, 2, 1. And it's actually on the correct side. I can now try to mount it, the bumper, on a 3D printed brackets and see if it's gonna hold. Obviously, those brackets are only for test purpose. And again, I'm sorry for the noise. It's freezing outside and I need to run the heater inside. Right, moment of truth. Bumper is going on and it fits, which is miracle itself. Right, it's kinda fits. Need to work out a bit with the adjustments on the wing itself. The only thing is, that material that he printed now, it was only for the test purpose to check if the bracket is big enough. And I could hear how every single clip actually broke on this side. But again, this is only for the test purpose. So now bumper is kinda in the place, kinda. So what I need to do now is actually plug in the diagnostic tool and check if I still got that fault on the engine intake sensor, because now the car actually knows what's the temperature is outside, so it should theoretically know what's the temperature inside, if that makes sense. So let's try to get into the car and scan it and see if there's any faults coming up. Like, we still got exactly the same fault, so I believe there's gonna be something to do with the fuse then, or maybe with the wiring itself, because it just keeps it up all the time. Even if I try to raise it, that fault just stays in a place and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm not really a fan of it. So I can actually now, I'm just gonna scan all the car, delete all the fault codes, because obviously there's gonna be a lot of them from the parking sensor, and I want to check if the parking sensors are actually now working. And then, if you can see over there, we finally got the downpipes, so I can finally finish it up with the exhaust and hear the car for the very first time with a full exhaust. Obviously it's gonna be a disappointment because it's not gonna be a loud car anymore, but that's what the Bentleys are about. They nice and quiet, and when you floor it, you can hear it. Also, I bought all mirror, but the fail was that I was actually thinking that I bought a black one. Turns out it's blue. Anyway, I paid only £200 for this mirror. I can clean this indicator out because I'm missing the indicator and my mirror itself is all foggy. So, oh hello, that's you. This is you. So anyway, I'm gonna be painting the doors, both sides now, because my garage is obviously too small and I scraped both of the doors. And the doors was perfectly fine. Oh well, it is what it is now, there's no way back. So I also bought that light switch, which came up broken as well, so I'm gonna try to assemble from two light switches to one, because this light switch is actually glitching. Sometimes it turns on, sometimes it doesn't, so you need to play around with it. So I'm gonna change that. Also, I got start button now in place as well. Again, I bought all the parts from the Noble except the mirror, because he had only the mirror glass and the indicator and he wanted £200, and I bought all the mirror just for £200, so it's exactly the same story. For the exhaust, I'm still missing 2 of the exhaust gaskets, but that's not gonna be an issue. I got another 2, so I'm gonna put those 2 next to the catalytic converters, and another 2 I'm gonna put it on only when they're gonna arrive from Amazon. And for those gaskets, if I would buy it directly from Bentley, they're about 30-40 quid, something like that. But I bought them from Amazon, copper ones, exactly the same ones, 3-inch, for £7 each. So that's much cheaper than buying OEM ones. I'm hoping I haven't done a mistake, because I've been there in the past where the OEM were, oh my god, it's so quiet now in here. So hopefully I'm not gonna regret that, because OEM parts is OEM parts. Also, I still got those beautiful, nice smelling air fresheners. So if you want to buy them, I'm gonna drop my PayPal link in the description, and you can buy as many as you want of them. And by buying them, you're gonna support my channel, and also you're gonna get something from me. And if you want to be on the post as well, where's the post? It's here. And if you want to be on a YouTube community post, drop me £1, or you can buy the air freshener and be on the post. Then it's £4.50, and I'm gonna write your name on the post, and I'm gonna tell your name on my video. I think after deleting all the faults, I'm just gonna install the exhaust, and I'm gonna start the car, and then I'm gonna start the car with a full exhaust after the 3 years that it was sitting in a field without an exhaust, and with a broken engine, and with a moldy interior, and with a lot of parts missing, and all the rest. I mean, this car came up far away now, very, very far away, and I cannot actually wait to drive it and clean it properly. Now finally I can fit the last piece of the exhaust, the downpipes, which of course means the car back up in the air and I'm back underneath it. Again, at this point I feel like I spend more time underneath this car than actually in a car. And the worst part of the whole job, the exhaust gaskets. Every single time I go to line them up, they just fall straight out the moment I touch them, over and over and over again. Honestly, it's like they're fighting me, but eventually they gave up. Right, so we got our downpipes now installed. Also, I put the new exhaust clamps in the back as well, so we wouldn't be leaking. So now from the exhaust part, we're only missing 2 gaskets, which should arrive today, but what time, I have no idea. And I think now it's gonna be the time to hear the car for the first time with a full exhaust. I bet it's gonna be a disappointment. honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, I actually like it. I actually like the standard exhaust. It sounds okay. I can hear the bit of misfire now, but it definitely sounds like a sports car. Obviously I got a leak from the middle section of the exhaust, I can hear it, but it's so quiet. And it's still pretty loud. I mean, ish. Loud-ish. I'm surprised, you know what? I'm actually surprised. I was thinking it's gonna be very, very, very quiet. But it's actually not that quiet. It's still, you can still hear it, that it has that V12. Look at that. Nearly there. Actually, nearly there. Right, okay, so we got now the exhaust sorted. Other thing that I want to replace as well is this part. This is a brass fitting for the dipstick. So instead of using a hose, which now literally installed, like literally now, I'm just gonna upgrade it and put the brass fitting on it. And also, on the same way, we can install the wipers back in a place, and as well I can replace this, because my one is, like I said, it's glitching quite a lot. So it's not a lot, to be honest, left. Bleed the brakes, mount a bumper, because all of the brackets from the 3D printing actually broke, so we need a harder material for this. And it's almost gonna be ready for MOT, apart this. If not for the doors, it would be so close to actually to the finish. But now obviously I cannot go anywhere with those doors. It's a Bentley, it's not just on any other car, it's literally a Bentley. It has to be perfect. Right, let's install now this brass fitting dipstick. Still got various of misfires and various of faults, which is quite actually strange. It feels like somewhere there is a vacuum leak or something, and I'm really hoping there is nothing to do with something underneath. So I will need to do another smoke test on this and just double check if everything is actually okay. Shouldn't be any complicated, to be honest, to install it. I just need to remove this rubber hose. Don't lose this. Yeah, this actually, that hose holds better. This hose is actually quite tight to remove it, so I will need a knife. Right, you don't want it to go out? Let's do like this then. Okay, now it should come out easily. Yep, there you go. So now this, I'm assuming, goes over it like that. Oh my god, that's tight. Jesus, that's so tight. Needed to hammer this one on, to be honest, because it was so tight, but it actually sits right where it's supposed to be. And now, theoretically, this should actually now seal the dipstick itself, and it should actually hold nicely, just like that. Lovely. On to the next one. Right, before putting the window wipers, I'm just gonna check all the fuses. Just in case if there's any blown fuse, I would need to then remove the window wipers once more. So I just want to double check. I'm just rechecking the fuses. I'm using this probe tool here, and all it does, shows me whatever there's a voltage at the fuse. You just touch the probe with the little metal points on the top, and if it lights up, the fuse is good. Quick, simple, and it saves pulling every single fuse out for no reason. Right, so there's no broken fuse box at all, so we'll just put the panel back in place. And wipers. Finally, we're gonna have some window wipers now. So that's a very simple procedure. I'm just hoping that my camera is not gonna fall down, because it's literally on a roof. So I believe this is the short one. And that, or this is a short one. No, this is a definitely long one. So this one goes here, and that one goes here. Job done. Not because I need to tighten it up, but to tighten it up, I need to close the bonnet. Look at this engine bay. I can't believe that I actually took this engine out like 2 months ago and replaced it all by myself. I mean, it's mind-blowing. I installed them correctly and they're not gonna hit anything. So there's only one way to find it out and try to wash it. Yes! We got working window wipers. That's nice to have. This light switch, because like I said, it's so glitchy. Sometimes it works, you see? I've just moved it and it doesn't work anymore. Again, it's barely working. So I need to replace this. I got another one, but other one is missing 2 buttons. But I think I can remove this button from here and somehow mend this button back so it wouldn't fall out. Right, light switch problem. I don't really need to explain this one. It's pretty simple. The switch is faulty, it's coming out. Now we can actually test it if it works. Oh yes. No more glitching, finally. And it actually lights up properly now. Seems like it's all working. So that's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click that subscribe button, comment, like, and also there's a new feature called hype. So if you're gonna hype my video, you're gonna get some karma points. See you next Saturday, and I'm hoping that next Saturday the whole car is gonna be completed. Well, technically. Well, that doesn't sound very healthy.